Hi there. In this video, we are going to look at systems thinking as a skill. What is it? What are the different components, where it is used, and how we can learn more about it. So let's start. So if you have heard about systems thinking, this is a core skill by now, and also it is growing in 2030. Who is telling it? Don't take it from me. So there's a report by World Economic Forum, and that you can see on the screen. So this is a 2025 report, and you can see how many times system thinking is coming in this. So let's see. Core skill in 2025, already it's a number 12 skill, and again, it is skills on the rise. So it's, as you can see, it is growing. There is a net increase in this skill. Apart from that, core skills by 2030. So this is core skill by now and also expected to grow its importance by 2030. So systems thinking looks like a very important skill. And in this report itself, you can see it's coming for more than 30 times. Definitely. So one thing is, how do we understand it? What is systems thinking? And how do we learn more about it? So coming back to our presentation, and this is why I am putting so much importance on this is, let me explain it over here. Yeah. So on this report, you can see in the same group, which are core and expected to grow in future. So you can see along with system seeking, there are so many other skills like AI, big data, technological literacy, creative thinking, resilience, flexibility, analytical thinking, motivation and self-awareness, curiosity and lifelong learning. So if you look at it, you will find that for many of the skills, we are already doing something, or we are already learning about it. At least we know from where we need to learn this skill. But for systems thinking, what we are seeing is we are not aware about it, first thing, except what it is. And second is, how do we learn it? How do we apply it? And that's where we are coming here. In this video, we will try to understand all about the systems thinking. So let's start with what is systems thinking. And to start with, don't worry about the differences in, let's say, systems thinking and the various versions, variations like system dynamics or systems analysis, systems theory. Don't worry about it. For a initial time being, let's consider all this as one, where what we are doing. So it's a nothing but a disciplined approach for examining problem more completely and accurately before acting. It allows us to ask better questions before we jump to conclusions. Systems thinking is about moving away from siloed approach, looking at a whole system, and there are three main components, elements. What are the different elements that constitute a system? How they are interacting with each other, and third thing is what is goal or what is the purpose of the system. Understanding these three things will give us more understanding of how it works. And there are multiple tools, or we can say multiple diagrams or multiple representations, how we understand it. So one is a causal loop diagram. We try to, instead of just linear model A to B, we also try to understand A to B, B to C, and C to A, how these things are interacting. Then if you want to model it, we can also plot it in stock flow diagram. Then we can understand the archetypes as a popular or more frequently we see the behavior, so we can track it with system archetypes and understand it in a better way. We also get to know where is leverage. So leverage means, as you know, low-hanging fruits. Efforts applied at low-hanging fruit will give you immediate results, and which will give us, there are multiple ways how you can change the system. So that we will also learn the leverages, the mental models, and all these things are a component of this. But to start with, don't worry about it. We will start with simple things. First, let's understand why we use systems thinking, right? Just understanding definition is not enough. Why we use it. First thing is understanding the complex world of organizations, where there are multiple systems, subsystems interacting with each other. We want to understand it, seeing overall structure, pattern, and cycles in system rather than just specific events. So popularly we call it as iceberg model. So generally what happen, in our day-to-day life, our majority of our attention goes to event, the observation of just any action. So simple example is the newspaper, right? What is behind it? Some, let's say, report or research analysis which understands patterns and trends, then underlying structures and underlying mental models. So generally, we don't go this deeper. What we just visibly see, what's happening, that's the event level. So majority of our time, I'll say more than 90% we are spending time out here. But all these events are governed by the mental models, the structures that are there in a system. So we want to understand that. And only when we apply solution over there, that will be long-term solution. I'll just give you one example how this is useful. Okay, so let's move now to this loopy software. We can plot like this, whatever different variables that you want. And I'll just play this for you. Let's understand with our conventional thinking, conventional linear approach, there is a problem. As problem comes, we use conventional thinking, but the knowledge of current reality is not there. Then the tendency of quick fix is there. So quick fixes increase, right? So tendency increases. More the tendency, there are more errors, more blame game, and ability of problem solving get diminishes. And as our ability to problem solve diminishes, there are more problems. So you can see with this, problems, the tendency of using the same thing, same conventional thinking, tendency for quick fixes, and as a result, the errors and blame also gets increased. There are higher chances. And just the interesting thing is, even the problems are very small. Okay. But still, if you play this, as problem gets bigger, because of conventional thinking, we are doing the same things, and the errors and blame are going to grow with the conventional thinking. So where is our ability to intervene? So maybe the way we think, the conventional thinking, and I'll also show you the alternate model. Okay. So there's a use of systems thinking, and let's say there is a big problem. Just a minute. So I'll just, for representation, very big problem is also there, and we will play now. Okay. And again, problem increases. What happens? If we use the systems thinking, then the knowledge of current reality increases. Then the fundamental solution, not a quick fix, a long-term solution. So that gets increased. As a fundamental solution gets increased, the errors in long term, the blame in the long term gets decreases, and the problem solving ability gets increased. So over time, as we use the systems thinking, you will see a better resilient system where problem solving ability is higher, the knowledge of current reality is higher, the tendency to use systems thinking is higher, and ultimately the errors and blame game are the least, or we want to remove it completely. So this is the beauty of systems thinking, and just the tool that I have just shown you. So this is called as causal loop diagram, and with which you can understand how the system is interacting with all the different elements. Okay. So this is just one demonstration, and with this very complex systems also you can understand it and how they are interacting with each other. Okay, so understanding this causal loop and different elements, that's okay. But what is the benefit of using it? Let's see. So first benefit is you reclaim the intuition about the whole system. In linear model, a reductionist approach, we always try to break down the problem. That's the linear thinking. Maybe in critical thinking, we do the same similar thing. But the whole system's understanding is not there. So we reclaim that understanding. Second is hone our ability to understand the parts, how they are interacting with each other, the interconnections. We ask what if questions about possible future scenarios, and we become creative and courageous for system redesign. If you want to implement a system for a long-term sustainable regenerative solution, so systems thinking is one of the solution. And where can we use it? So where issue is important. You have some important issue. The problem is chronic and not a one-time event. You can see that this problem is occurring again and again. It's a familiar and we have known history. And previously we have tried unsuccessfully to solve the problem. So in all these cases, if you identify some problem and you're not able to provide a proper solution, then systems thinking is one of the best solution to approach, one of the best way to tackle the problem. But also where not to use, so it's, we are not saying that system thinking is the only tool and the only thinking model that you have to use every time. No, as property of any system where there are extremely benefits of using the system, there are also some cases where you should not use system thinking. When you can see that there is clear-cut solution and you can implement it. Uh, there is also concept of complex versus complicated system. So what is a complicated system? You can use the reductionist approach over there. But a problem is complex, then definitely system thinking is useful. So we will also have to understand what are the limitations. And if you want to know more all about it, so we are running this online workshop on the basics of systems thinking, where we will learn what is systems thinking, what are the different elements. We will go deeper into causal loop diagrams, system archetypes, and we will also understand systems change framework. How do we implement this in our day-to-day life? So all these things you will get to learn in this workshop, and it's just 3-day workshop, and we have also kept it at the evening, Indian time. So you can spend your time, means you can manage it with your day-to-day activities of your professional work. So you can see the details of this workshop, and I've given the registration link in the description below. If you want to explore it further, please do reach out. And over the period of time, we will also create more awareness videos on systems thinking. So please stay tuned. And if you like the content, please subscribe, share with your friends. Thank you. Have a great day.